This is game 3 in seed 4. Here's a sneak peek of his team. You see, he's got a lot of people on the bench hiding. He's got Kevin Durant on the bench, Russell Westbrook on the bench. And since this is game 3, that means that my experiment with Nick Anderson will be coming to an end. You know how I do. You know I like to give players 3 games to find out what their pros and cons are. In my first 2 games in the 4th seed, I've had to come back at the end of the game. I've gotten off to bad starts. And I have to say that a bad start happens again in this video. This is 3 straight games of me getting off to a bad start. In the first game, I came all the way back and won the game. In the second game, I came all the way back and almost won the game. I lost right at the end with 0.3 seconds left on the clock. Game 2 was such a devastating loss, but I probably shouldn't be mad because I wasn't supposed to win that game anyway. I was down by 10 or 11 points in the 4th quarter. Somehow, some way I got back in it, but I shouldn't be going down like that. It wasn't until I played this game that I realized why I've been doing so bad. Have you noticed that in my last 3 games, I haven't thrown any alley-oops? I haven't thrown any lobs. Smoove not throwing lobs? You know I'm Lob City. You know I'm throwing lobs all over the place. I haven't thrown an alley-oop in 3 games. And as I'm playing these games, I didn't realize that until I got to this game. Because even though I've been down and I've been coming back, I've still been playing good defense. I'm getting blocks, I'm getting steals, but for some reason, the fast breaks are just not there. And part of that is because of the change in lineup that I'm using. Nick Anderson at the shooting guard position. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's a decent defender, but when we get a steal, a block, or a rebound, he's not really sprinting up the court hard. And he's not the kind of guy that's going to go catch a lob anyway. So our tempo is slow. And then also I'm running Magic Johnson at power forward. And that's not a good combination. In the first 2 games, I kind of got away with that when he was in the game because the other team didn't have great rebounding. But in this game, you're going to see that we're giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. So the Nick Anderson experiment, it's not all bad because we did learn some things. We learned that Nick Anderson can make threes and he can fill that void when I need to. Like in the last game where we just lost at the end. I don't know if you were paying attention, but I had a nice lineup in there in the 4th quarter. This is how I got back in the game. I had Tim Hardaway and Jerry West in the backcourt. And then I was able to use Nick Anderson at small forward, LeBron James at power forward, and Hakeem the Dream at center. So if I need to go small to defeat a zone, or if I just need to go small period to have better shooting and have a faster lineup, that's actually a really good combination. That was what got me back in the game. Remember, I was down by 10 or 11, but I stormed all the way back, and it looked like I was even going to win the game. And it was all because of that lineup. And that's why it's nice that Nick Anderson is 6'6", because it makes something like that possible. I can slide him over to small forward because he's not too short. I don't want to have this super short lineup where everybody's like 6'2", 6'3". Running something like that is a possibility, and it showed good results. Another positive here in the first 3 games of the 4th seed is Jerry West. I already discovered how good Jerry West was in the 5th seed, but in these last 3 games, he's made some amazing shots from mid-range, from 3. He's just so good. And I've seen a lot of comments in the comment section. People are wondering why Jerry West has an 87 3-pointer, because in his day, he wasn't playing with the 3-point line. And this is actually a good question. This is so true. There was no 3-point line in his heyday, but he has an 87-3 in this game. And people are saying, why is that? Well, I think it's because 2K basically said if there was a 3-point line, Jerry West would have been able to make threes because his shot, his jumper was really good. His field goal percentage was really good. And Jerry West, and look at this, I'm down in the game. Why am I throwing that lob right there? I wasn't trying to lob it to myself. I was trying to lob it to, I guess, Jerry West in that situation. Why would I want to do that? I don't know. It's almost like I thought that it was Jerry West making the pass to Penny. I don't know. All I know is I haven't thrown a lob in 3 games, and right there, that was a noob move. But back to Jerry West. I guess that 2K pretty much just said if there was a 3-point line, he would have been able to make threes. He's missed a clutch. He's got a really nice jump shot. His field goal percentage is good. So we're just going to give him an 87-3. And I think that's true because he's the NBA logo. Of course, if there was a 3-point line, he would have been able to make a 3. With a jump shot like that, with a smooth, silky jump shot like Jerry West, I don't see why he wouldn't have been able to back up and make it. And this is actually a quote from Jerry West himself. He used to say that if he took a shot and missed a shot, he was surprised that the shot didn't go in. That's his own words. He was so confident in his jump shot that he was surprised when he missed. And as you can see, we're not really playing that well here. We're struggling offensively, whether it's a good shot or not. We're not really making our jumpers. Things aren't going too well here, and we're down again. Just like in the first 2 games, we're down. We're going to have to fight to get back in it. And for some reason, in this game, I wasn't posting that much. Like right here, I'm going to go into the post. But for most of the first half, I didn't really use the post game much, and normally I do. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was trying to get more shots up with Nick Anderson. I have no idea. All I know is, as I'm watching this gameplay back, I'm wondering what in the world was I thinking as I'm playing this game. I was doing some new moves here. And you see I have Magic Johnson playing power forward again. And this is actually the time when he should be in the game because he has Kevin Durant playing power forward. So in situations like this, I should sub in Magic. That way I can give LeBron a defensive rest because I don't even know if LeBron James is on the floor right now. I think I've used him so much in this game that he's on the bench. Normally I never put him on the bench, but he is right now. And there I couldn't even get the shot off in time. I couldn't get the release right. At the start of the 3rd quarter, I subbed back in LeBron James. I was giving him a rest at the end of the 2nd quarter because he was doing a lot. And this possession is a good example of why Nick Anderson, he is a good player to have out there on the court because look at the spacing. Look what's going to happen on this possession. Finally, somebody's open, but only for a split second, and Nick Anderson knocks it down. You see, it's hard to get in the paint if you don't have that spacing, but because of Nick Anderson, you see everybody collapsing on Magic when he drove, and I'm able to do that. So that's why I need enough players like that. So this experiment, it wasn't bad to try out Nick Anderson and to see what he can do for me. I found out that he could do a lot for me. And look at that turnover. With the way that everything is going in this game, look at how we turned the ball over right there. That's just how this game is going. All kinds of bad things are happening. We're missing good looks. And here I finally decided to go into the post. It's funny, I haven't really been going into the post much in this game, and I don't know why. In my next game, you're going to see that I go back to my seed 6 lineup. You're going to see I start Tim Hardaway, J.R. Smith, LeBron James, Jay Smoove, and Hakeem the Dream. And look at that turnover. Hakeem was wide open. A bounce pass, it goes out of bounds. I told you, nothing is going our way in this game. I don't know what's going on, but that's just the story. He's going to come take a quick shot. He scores it. I got to call another timeout. Nothing's going our way. Isn't it funny, though, how perfect that first team I put together is with Tim Hardaway, J.R. Smith, LeBron James, Jay Smoove, Hakeem the Dream. I mean, obviously, there's things I don't like about this team, and that's why I'm looking for guys to sub in and out to replace J.R. Smith. Oh, look at that ankle breaker on Blake Griffin. Finally, something goes my way. Hey, I got a highlight play. I ain't mad, but then check out what happens on this next possession. See, that ankle breaker was legit, but that right there, I think he flopped. The other one didn't look like a flop. It looked like he actually got dropped. It looked like the CPU was defending because of the way that he fell, but that looked like a flop. So maybe he was like, oh, you got an ankle breaker? Let me flop. I don't know. I don't think he flopped on the first one, but maybe he did. Who knows? But that first team that I put together was so deadly because the backcourt was fast. That's a nice block. Our backcourt was extremely fast. Tim Hardaway, J.R. Smith, and they both could shoot the three at a high rate, at a consistent rate. Tim Hardaway was making it splash like crazy. So was J.R. Smith. and they're athletic. They can both get to the rim. Tim Hardaway can do floaters. He can do contact layups. J.R. Smith can dunk. He can alley-oop. Then I had the front court, LeBron James, Jay Smoove, Hakeem. That was a very fast front court. Every player was faster than whoever was defending them, pretty much. LeBron, mismatch. Jay Smoove is mostly a mismatch, especially in transition. Hakeem is always a mismatch no matter what. So even though defensively I know the backcourt has holes because Tim Hardaway is short and J.R. Smith is not a terrific defender, but offensively it's perfect. So I decide I'm going to go back to that lineup. I'm still keeping all these players. Look at Nick Anderson. I didn't know that he was going to do that. So I'm still keeping all these players like Magic Johnson. He's still on the team. Jerry West is still on the team. Jerry West has been playing great. But to start the games, I want to go with that super fast athletic lineup. But you will be seeing Jerry West. Nick Anderson you're going to see as well because he's needed. Whenever I need to go small, maybe I can play him at small forward. I think that's where he really excels, is when I put him at small forward. He's better there because he's not as quick. So I don't want him playing shooting guard because then the fast breaks aren't there. Penny Hardaway is still on my team. He's going to actually come up huge here as this seed goes on because I'm going to start playing him. So really just to start the games, I want to come out with my best offensive lineup because I don't want to get off to bad starts. 3 games in a row, getting off to bad starts. I want to come out just attacking. And then if I need to switch up the lineup, I need different players. I can slow it down. I can bring in Jerry West. He's going to run the offense fine. He's going to make threes. He's going to make mids. I can bring in Magic for defense. I can bring in Penny. So at the start of the 4th seed, I'm 1-2, and we'll see if my retro lineup gets it done in the next game.